Hello there, everybody. This is AdmiralNewkirk here, casting Game 4 of the High School StarCraft Team League, Set 1, between Humanimal and Kids Jiba. Kids Jiba, of course, playing for the high school, or the Hinsdale Central High School, pardon me, my brain just sort of died there, and Humanimal playing for Evanston, not Evanston, Evanston. It's the only place where criminals will never be. God, even my making fun of myself is terrible. Alright, let's open up the APM tab, because it'll tell us more than we ever can. Alright, Dan, spamming like a boss, up to 248, while the Protoss, no slouch either, 149. Let's open up the name tab and the production tab, and let's actually get into it. We're gonna go ×2 till something interesting happens. The Protoss is opening off, not saving any chrono boost, opening pylon gateways, if there's anything else he could do. Dan, actually, or Kids Jiba as we'll call him, is actually expanding directly to his little mini expansion. Great move. I like his Overlord spread, good placement, and let's see what we get here. Placing down the pool in a nice place. The Scout coming in and looking around. The Overlord, he is just scooting around. Well, back in the Protoss space, he is not saving Chrono Boost, pardon me, he is saving Chrono Boost, indicating the potential for a 4-gate, and he has his first gas up. Back in Kids Jiba's base, his pool is about 70% done, while his gas is just now on the way. It looks like he'll be going for a Speedling expand, or perhaps some kind of Roach play. In the meantime, his first expansion is 1.5 base, considering the minerals obtained up here. There are only 6 mineral patches and 1 Vespene Geyser, and we can slow it down just about now, because things just start to pick up. He gets his first pair of Zerglings, and gets just... no, actually, he hasn't gotten any gas yet. He now has 2 people harvesting gas in the extractor. Well, Humanimal has set a Zealot here in a little hole. Alright, one cool thing about this map is the destructible debris. They cut your choke in a little bit more than half. And so if you're Zerg, you can tear him down, or if you're Terran, you can, like, wall off down here, or wall off up here, and it's super strong because there's destructible rocks right there. It allows for a lot more player personalization and race-specific choices to be made, and it's the way destructible debris should be used, not to block expansions and therefore be super annoying. So, oh, I have to bring 50 Zerglings or 10 Marauders over here and kill these rocks if I want to expand. Instead, it should be about playing with the terrain and making it interesting. Or also, I think Blizzard overuses the backdoor concept. No, does anyone like having backdoors? No. No one likes having backdoors. And it removes the necessity of drop play, and drops are something that everybody likes to watch, everybody enjoys playing, and is our strong player motives and strong player uses. Now we see Kids Jiba here doing something I like a lot, making his second queen at his first base, then sending it over and dropping a creep tumor. That is just awesome, awesome stuff. In the meantime, we see the Protoss going for Warp Gate and Robotics. It appears he'll be going 2-gate Robo. I wish these Overlords were spread a little bit better, but he does have great map vision. He has all 4 watchtowers, and he does have 2 Zerglings here, coming in to play with some Zealots. Oh, to be young and innocent. Hi, we're Speedless Zerglings. Do you want to come out and play? Sure, we're sentries in a Zealot. The memories. Alright, so back in Kids Jiba's base, he's getting his 3rd gas. Now, unlike Crossfire, this is not a rich Vespene Geyser, it's just a regular Vespene Geyser. The permanent Terminus Re, not Crossfire. Crossfire's a terrible map. Kids Jiba, stockpiling quite a bit of larva, 8, and he is getting out Link Speed as well as Roach. He is getting good time for upgrades, and let's hope we don't see ornamental upgrade structures. Let's hope instead we see, people actually upgrading from one of them. One ornamental upgrade structure is tolerable if you have 2 others, but just one when you only have 1 other isn't really acceptable. Now the Zerg is in Lair, which is really the playground for Zerg. Meanwhile, Protoss is getting up his Forge as well as a 4th gateway. His expansion is finally up. He is continuing to chrono boost out probes, and he is getting out an Observer as well as the aforementioned Forge. Let's take a look in the Kids Jiba camp. Kids Jiba appears to be focusing on his drones as well as the annoying pings in the corner. He's injecting his larva as well as setting a new rally point, and lining up his roaches in a nice line. Meanwhile, Humanimal is chrono boosting out his probes. Gosh, those pings are annoying. And Humanimal is actually doing what appears to be a nice little gateway push here. A little sentry heavy for my taste. Krylajik showed us that 2 heavy sentry at a non-pro level isn't good because you just don't have enough DPS. So right now, early game, 829, 830, 5 sentries is appropriate, but once you get into the 10-minute mark, you really want to start producing more stalkers than sentries, simply because the sentry doesn't deal enough damage to be worthwhile that long term. Right now, force field, or this early in the game, force fields are an excellent investment to make, but as the game goes on, force fields become less and less critical and less effective, and it becomes better and better just to have overall beefier, stronger units. And we get to see a Stargate play while seeing a Spire. So we're going to see straight up Stargate versus Spire deathmatch. This is going to be awesome. I would like to see the Zerg, who just about now could be sending over his probe to get his 3rd base. I'd like to see him do that because he has the creep spread for it, and overall it's just a smart move to make. This map is very good for taking your 3rd because these destructible debris, or destructible rocks, pardon, they guard one of your entrances, and then you can just guard this massive choke. And so for Zerg, this means easy surrounds and easy creep spread, which is always good. I'd also like to see the Zerg tear down these rocks. These rocks would allow for him for a larger choke, and therefore, again, more easy surrounds. And I'd like to see a few more queens. Queens are really cheap. Queens are 6 Zerglings, and they're worth way more than that. Not only can you, in a pinch, bring some over and inject your larva, but even better, they can transfuse, and transfuse is super good. I mean, I think transfuse is going to... the things that I think will emerge as major metagame, or things that I think will emerge to have major metagame importance in the future, are 3 things. I think Blue Flame Hellions, I think Transfuse, and I think Carriers. I think Carriers will find their place eventually as soon as people figure out how to micro them, but right now they're impossible. So let's get back to the game. We see our first Void Ray popping out, unless I'm an idiot. Yes, our first Void Ray popping out now for Humanimal, and if we look at the probe difference, this is actually quite startling. 15 probe difference here, however. Kids Jiba is getting his 3rd base much faster. This is a slightly scary force, and I like. This is an alternative to the Death Ball. Is heavy Stargate play with Stalkers and Immortals, which can be extremely good. The only weakness is to mass Zergling, and the Zerglings are pretty much the answer to a lot of non-splash damage Protoss. Just like Marines are the answer to a lot of non-splash damage Protoss. Essentially, Stalkers and Immortals, as well as Stalkers and Immortals are both extremely weak to Zerglings, and so therefore, if you don't have something to deal with the Zerglings, then a Stalker